Lawyers' lives matter.
Lawyers' lives matter.
Hasiki. Lawyers' lives matter.
Lawyers' lives matter.
People's lives matter.
People's lives matter.
Journalists' lives matter.
Journalists' lives matter.
Human rights defenders' lives matter.
Human rights defenders' lives matter.
On behalf of Amnesty International Kenya, we stand in solidarity with our learned colleagues, advocates, council members, and all people who protect others from enforced disappearances, from extrajudicial killings. We stand in solidarity with the many people that we have heard have been abducted. They cannot be found by their families. They cannot be found by their lawyers. And we are concerned that this pattern is increasing, as is documented by the Missing Voices Coalition. And that is www.missingvoices.co.ke. As Amnesty International, we know that there is no society that can survive without the rule of law. There is no society that can survive without a democratic, open culture that is embedded in a constitution like ours. So we stand here in solidarity, not just with the Law Society, with the Supreme Council of Muslims, with NAMLEF, and with all other organizations that are here, but we stand in solidarity with the people of Kenya in the spirit of the Constitution of Kenya. Let me request the next speakers to just be a bit brief, and we will start our procession. Let me invite, first of all, the Executive Director of Haki Africa. This is Halid Hussein, who will say a few words, and then he will pass to the leadership of SUPKEM and to NAMLEF. Lawyers' lives matter.
Lawyers' lives matter.
People's lives matter.
People's lives matter.
COVID protocols.
Thank you very much. People power! People power! Lawyers power! Defenders power! Kenyans power! We are here today to stand in solidarity, to call for the end of enforced disappearances in Kenya. This issue has gone on for far too long, and as Kenyans, we must speak up. And we must say enough is enough. A society is not judged by how it treats its powerful, its mighty, and those who are wealthy. A society is judged by how it treats the poor, the vulnerable, and the defenders of the poor and the vulnerable, who include lawyers and defenders. And if this is how Kenya is treating the poor, the vulnerable, and the defenders of the poor and vulnerable, then Kenya is a rotten society. And those who are leading that rot are security authorities who remain quiet in the face of injustice, who remain quiet in the face of impunity, who remain quiet when Kenyans' rights, constitutional rights, are violated flagrantly. So as Kenyans, we must speak up. We must say no to torture. We must say no to enforced disappearances. We must say no to extrajudicial killings. This is a country that has laws. We are not living in a jungle country. Kenya is not a police state. Kenya is not a country that is run through the whims of those who are in power. Kenya is not a country that has no constitution and no laws. So we are calling on the authorities, led by the president, led by the CS, led by the IG, led by the DCI, to remember that this country has laws. And we will get justice, either through your time or after your time. But we assure you, we will continue to document, and one day justice will come to Kenya. People power! Power! People power! Power! Kenyans power! Power! Lawyers power! Power! Defenders power! Power! Thank you very much. So I will request the chair of SUPKEM, Mr. Hassan Olenado, to come and also share with us his thoughts. Thank you very much.
On my behalf, on my own behalf, and on behalf of the Supreme Council of Kenya Muslims, it's an opportunity once again to remind ourselves of the challenges, risks Kenyans are facing in the face of what is perceived to be the war on terrorism. The lawyers, human rights defenders, the Muslim leadership, and the Kenyan community are facing equal threats. It's no longer an issue of a particular community. It is no longer an issue of a particular profession. It is an issue of every and each Kenyan. Every one of us have to stand up for this. Today, we are standing here and walking in the streets of Nairobi in solidarity of one Professor Hassan Andwa, but with many other Kenyans who are up to today are not known where they are. It is very sad that a Kenyan can disappear in broad daylight, in the night, in the evening from the places of worship, and nobody comes to account on where those Kenyans are. It is a shame that we have systems in this country. We have independent institutions. We have the constitution that guides each and every one of us on how we are supposed to conduct our affairs in this country. We are a civilized country. We are tired receiving bodies, unknown people, unknown Kenyans who have been dumped in the rivers of this country. We are tired getting individuals picked up and tomorrow they are dumped in the bushes in the forest with a token of 2,000 or 1,000 shillings given to them to find their ways to their homes. Nobody knows the suffering of their families. Nobody knows what happens to those people. We don't know how safe these people are. We don't know the injuries they have sustained while they are in custody, in the illegality that was stopped in this country by the promulgation of the new constitution in 2010. Kenyans, let us not view this thing as an issue of the advocates today. Let us not look at it that is an Islamic issue, it's a Muslim issue because Professor was involved. Let us not look at it as an issue of human rights defenders. Let us not look at it as an issue of a particular community, as I repeat it again. It is an issue that concerns each and every one of us as we walk today here. Let it be the end of this. Otherwise, we are not going to relent on our duty as citizens to call every and each individual of this country to account. Thank you.